This is Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerantz, joined today by Bill Montgomery. He is with an organization called Prime Motivation. And I am so glad you're here. We know each other through a local elected official, and he sings your praises. And so I want to talk about your work and the work of the organization.
Sure.
Before we talk about your work, and you brought props, which I love, let's talk about the kids. Because, look, I've been covering education for over a decade, and I remember, in the 90s, even in the 2000s, we were so focused on get every kid to college. They got to get to college.
Right.
For the right kid, amen. But not every kid is necessarily going to a four-year college.
Correct.
Talk us through that.
Yeah, well, basically, 63% is not going to go, and one of the things that I come to know and realize is that it's just knowledge. They don't really know where to go.
Right.
Or they may not want to go.
And the reality is that even for some kids who go to college, for whatever reason, they may not finish because the program wasn't the right fit, or some kids may not matriculate at all. And so what we need to do, in my humble opinion, is we need to provide pathways for students if they may not be college bound. And I talk about this, and I recall that whatever one may think of the new administration in Washington, what we do know is that the new president has talked about bringing jobs back and manufacturing jobs and automotive jobs and not having production in Mexico, but having it back in California and Michigan and et cetera. So your program may be timed extremely well.
I think so. I think it's good timing. As you know, the Los Angeles LA Unified School District is the second largest in the world, only
Right.
being second to New York.
Right.
But we have the most cars.
Right. And we're on our way.
Right.
Yeah.
And you talked about why I think the cost of college is very, very expensive, and that's another reason why I think a lot of kids don't go because of the cost. And we have some community colleges, Brad, that are right down the street, and a lot of the high school kids and teachers, they don't even know they exist.
And the brilliance of your program is that you are working to marry the kids with the community colleges with their program, specifically in the automotive space.
Correct.
And I mean, at a minimum, you are working with 9 community colleges with these programs, many of them in the Inland Empire. But you're starting to branch out. I mean, you have some in Los Angeles County as well.
Absolutely. We got a meeting with Michelle King on
the new superintendent of LAUSD,
and then we're hoping to be able to do more. And it's exciting times right now, and we're looking to get the word out. And thank you very much for having us here, because it's all knowledge and how many people you can let know what's going on.
But let's talk about what you're doing, because I think it's important that people understand the depth of your program.
Sure.
So, look, there are a lot of kids that are what you call them gearheads. I mean, they love to kind of tinker, under the hood. They may not even realize that the community college down the street has an automotive program that will get them a degree, a certificate, but more importantly, a job. And so you are engaged in literally conducting educational tours for these automotive programs. Look, sure, we can send some of our kids back east to tour the Ivy Leagues, but not everyone's going to the Ivy League. So let's tour these kids who are gearheads and show them what Mount San Jacinto can offer: San Bernardino Valley College, College of the Desert, Victor Valley, Riverside, Barstow, Copper Mountain, Palo Verde, Southeast Occupational Center.
And there's a lot more. That's just one thing. And again, we need some partners. We need some more supporters to help us get on more campuses, Brad. That's the whole thing. We want to do more. We have the talent. We have the recipe, if you will. We can do more. But
let's talk about what you're doing now. I feel your desire to go to the next level, but you're doing good stuff now. So I want to talk about these tours, these educational tours, which have been going on. I mean, they're still going.
Correct.
Tell me about it. I mean, have you been on these tours?
Absolutely.
What do you see in the eyes of these kids?
I see excitement. I see passion. I see hope. I see the want and desire to be, the Ken Blocks, the Chip Fooses, and all this.
And let's talk about some of these names. Ken Block, for example. Ken Block, I'm going to hold this up, David. Let me know if I'm doing it correctly. Ken Block is known for a brand called Hoonigan.
Yes.
Tell us about Hoonigan, how it ties into the automotive space, and how he has become a supporter of your efforts.
Well, Hoonigan is a brand. You know, Ken, he actually started one of the founders of DC Shoes.
Sure.
And he got into, you know, he's from Long Beach. He has a Hoonigan is out of Long Beach, and which we intend to go to some of those high schools. And basically, he inspires these young kids in a very big way. They want to be like him. They want to find out what he's doing.
He's a social media phenom.
He is the social media phenom. Okay, a lot of Fortune 500 companies bring their social media people to watch his videos. He's surrounded himself with some great people. He's got a great team. It's a whole production.
And he is, I'll call him a gearhead, I guess.
Yes, he's a gearhead, and he can drive. You know, he likes to drive. And he's all about the lifestyle. He created the brand,
right? And
he's just now he's starting to support Prime Motivation,
which has got to be incredibly inspiring.
It's exciting
that you have someone of his stature.
You know, I've been looking for someone for 8 years, like a Ken Block,
right?
And just recently, we've been able to connect up with one of his guys, Chase John. I met him at an Edelbrock show.
Sure.
And he got it. He said, "Yeah, let's get on the campus."
And some other well-established brands. Yes. You have Performance, K&N at Performance Air Filters. Yes. You brought props. I couldn't be happier. Tell me about this mad scientist. Who do they represent?
Yes, VP Racing Fuels. Right. And it's funny. We actually have a scientist, named Ron Ferguson on our team, and he comes out. He brings a Back to the Future DeLorean.
I like it.
Yes, and that excites the kids. You want to know what we're doing on campus? We basically bring a few vehicles, cool vehicles. It's got to fit. You know, the kids, you got to have, but believe it or not, they even like old cars. Right. It's not just the new. You have the electric cars coming in now,
yes.
Hybrids, but the cars start. We also bring a DJ for the excitement. We talk, we let them come on, we bring production. So although it's mostly automotive that draws cars, we do talk about other things, whether if you want to be a DJ, like kids want to be DJs.
So let me ask you, you got these kids on these tours, you've brought them in, the DJ's there, the products are there. How do you convert them? How do you get them to say, okay, I get it, I like it, I want to sign up?
What happens is good question, we bring partners in, we bring the community colleges right next to us, okay? We bring the businesses, whether it be even a clothing company, even Hoonigan,
whatever it takes.
Because there's jobs, there's marketing, there's sales, obviously mechanics, but there's engineers. There's so many jobs that are in the automotive space. A lot of people, they don't understand that, including the administration.
So where do you go from here? You're obviously onto something. You got these 9 community colleges signed up, allowing these kids to come onto campus for these tours. There are 113 community colleges in California. I don't know if they all have automotive programs, but how do you bring this to the next level?
Well, I think, it's partnerships. Like I said, we want to do more. We want to get more people involved so that we can go to more high schools, and place more people, because it's knowledge. If every time we go onto a campus, Brad, we're affecting 50 to 100 schools, 50 to 100 students. And we engage them, obviously, with the social media. We're able to connect with them. We have a person that was vice president of Intel. He's now on our team, so we can.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so we're able to connect the dots.
Sure. If you want to learn more about the program that Bill Montgomery is talking about so passionately, you can go to the website of Prime Motivation, simply primemotivation.com. Thank you for what you're doing for the kids. My name is Brad Pomerantz. You are watching us on Local Edition.